Welcome back, security enthusiasts. Yet another interesting topic about high end cyber technologies. Data diodes are becoming extremely important with the evolution of software borne threats and vulnerabilities, and ever since the software and supply chain attacks are rampant, the need for the data diode has been more than ever. The data word is familiar, but what is diode? Well, diode is a terminology taken from an electronic language. There is a component on our circuit boards called diode, which passes the current only one way. A diode or electronics diode ensures that current can only flow from one side of the diode to another side and can never pass the other way around. This is a native capability and cannot be changed. Just like the turnstiles, if you have seen, which can only allow one way passage, just like this. So now we understand what the diode means. Let's see how this is taken into the perspective of cybersecurity. Picking up from the same, the term data diode is a component which can pass the data or information from one side to other and not the other way around. Now, now that we are clear what is the data diode in the nutshell, let's see why there was a need for the diode at all. With the connected environments, there has always been a need to securely connect to the industrial or critical facilities to the outside system for the sake of monitoring and visibility. This in and itself becomes a risk when doors to outside world are open, and most of us know that the pathway to cloud in particular is full of holes. For the longest time, companies have been using software security solutions like Firewall to make sure that the secret networks are safe from outside threats. Firewall, to discuss at more detail, firewall is a known terminology and a very well understood technology. Pretty much all of us have seen or used firewalls in our life. But when it comes to highly sensitive networks, firewall software security is not enough. Firewall has software on them which often have bugs, or sometimes they are wrongly configured. This in itself is a separate debate. We can talk at it for a very long while. But for now, let's consider that there are some challenges when it comes to firewall technology. And the solution to these challenges is to put something in place which is hardware in nature and does not have a chance of misconfiguration. Data diode is the perfect answer to it. Data diodes are hardware in nature and cannot be wrongly configured. Bonus point, adding the data diode certifies the system to be on the highest standard, which is security SL level 4, which I'll explain later in IEC62443 series. This also aligns very well for the Industry 4.0 security initiatives. Now, I do not want to make this session an advisory session where we name some brands. However, I feel that this is my obligation to walk through different types of the data diodes. I want to categorize diodes into three different technologies or categories. Number one is software data diode, where you have a program ensuring that the data only flows one way. There are some software data diodes in the market which are very popular. Second category is hardware data diode, where you have a hardware isolating two sides, inside and outside, and does not have a logic on it. The third and the most evolved category is the optical data diode, where you have no electricity, no power. It is offering an optical isolation natively. All of them do the same job, which is to send the information one way. Hackers hate data diodes because when they see a data diode in the network, they cannot get any response to the hacking alert or hacking expedition. Imagine if an attacker wants to attack a target and sends a scan request. The only way the attacker can get to know the presence of a target through the response is when somebody responds back. So the response is not there. Attacker has no way to know what's on the other side. That's the strongest barrier when it comes to cybersecurity controls. This is quite a perfect example why data diodes are really effective and high in demand for the sensitive networks and to ensure the highest level of security. Thank you.